Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. My name is Josh Lilquist. Today is October 11th, Wednesday to be exact. We are right at the open, 8:31 to be exact. Markets gap up today. S&P 500, looks like the S&Ps, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the IWM, GLD, pretty much all major stocks other than, major ETFs, I should say, other than XLE and oil. So the energy sector slowing down ever so slightly today. Also, the VIX gapping down, VIX lowering a little bit today. So that's some of the things we're going to talk about here on Investing and Trading Live, is some of the opportunities that we see moving forward. We're going to check out our options plays. We're going to look at Target. We will look at American Airlines. Those were a couple that were giving some premium. We talked about Alibaba yesterday and super micro computers, which is a semiconductor. We won't look at that, but we will scan for some opportunities with the percent Bollinger Band just as a possible opportunity, not as a trading strategy, but as a where are you now and where might you go in the future. As we know, there is trading risk in trading and investing. You can and will lose money at one point in your life. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, mainly mine, but hopefully you find it entertaining as well. Basically, what I'm saying is, put your own risk on your own trades. It's not my responsibility. It is 100% yours. That being said, S&P 500, SPY, currently now up 0.41% in the first 2 minutes of the day. Gapped up 0.25%. Currently at 436.32. Now, we are not gapping into a supply zone. We are actually closing a gap from September 21st. So we are closing the gap. We do have a 4-hour demand supply zone, my mistake, around the 442, 444 area. I look at least to take this for the markets to at least get up to there, and we will see what happens on a shorter-term time frame when we get to that point. That is your S&P 500 SPY ETF. The Dow Jones Industrial Average currently at 338.67. This one also gaps up on the day, currently showing strength as we speak, up about $1.15. The Qs, which is the NASDAQ, also gapping up. So gapping up and going straight up from there, up $2.52, which is at 371.13 now. So really right now we're at the highs of yesterday. Russell, IWM, currently at 176.51, up 0.31% on the day, which is about 50 cents. Same thing, gapping up just a little bit, not as much as the others, but still showing some strength as we get into the trading session here today. XLE is one of the only ETFs that I really pay attention to. Now XLV is down, but XLE, which is the energy sector, down about 1.63%. After the surge on Monday, well, really Sunday night into Monday, gapping down and showing some major strength as it goes down. That will follow through with oil most likely. Silver, the ETF, we'll look at the spot price. The ETF is at $20.14. I did like this earlier. I do like silver above $20 per share as far as the ETF. Esports currently at $52.98. Really still in that shorter term. It just started a downtrend. And we were coming up to a couple supply zones that could. Boy, this market really gaps every single day. This is the gaming and esports ETF. Up 0.63% on the day. As I mentioned, USO is also following trend with the XLE. This is down 0.64%, about 50 cents on the day. Currently at 76.22. As I mentioned, the VIX, the volatility index has slowed down, even though we're delayed ever so slightly on this platform, but it's down 0.23%, actually 2.23% on the day. Coming down from the highs of last week, I believe it was the 4th, around $21. Crude oil, spot price, or crude oil price, is currently at $85.39. After spiking up, we had started a decent drop in the market from $95, right around $95 down to $81, which is about 14%. We've seen that spike up, and now we're currently down 10% from the highs. So this one really moves. Spot price of gold, $1,869.99. Currently up 0.5% of the day, which is about $10 on the day. Still, we talked about that demand zone in our Discord. We believe we talked about that back on the 29th or 28th or something like that. Respecting that demand zone, we should have about a 3-to-1 on that now. Let's get my measure out. Let's see if that's the case. About a 3.2-to-1. So that one's showing pretty good movement there. Silver spot price, $21.94. This one did not have a demand zone that I really saw coming out of, but usually it follows suit with gold and silver, the metals. Both up almost about 0.5% on the day. Bitcoin down a little bit today, about 1%, and just starting a short daily downtrend. Last four sessions here showed some weakness here, so I do have some crypto, so that's just more of a hodl type strategy. With everything in regulation, who knows what's going to happen with that? But I do like the blockchain technology moving forward. I do believe like Ethereum and potentially Solana. Actually, Solana doesn't even... Interesting. Solana is no longer trading on this platform through Binance. Oh, anything with Binance, that's why. Got it. Polkadot continuing that downtrend. HNT $1.45. Really lost steam. Has been sitting at that $1.45 area, or 40, 45 to 50 for quite some time now. Let's get into our currencies. Full disclosure, we're currently short the Aussie dollar off the hesitation line bands with that short bias. So put your own risk on that trade. This is not a recommendation. It's just saying what I might have done. We will see what happens with that. We are a short bias on the euro dollar. We have it's actually getting closer to it, coming up to that opportunity there. Pound dollar, we have a short bias there as well. And that one, we have a little ways to go to get to that, so we probably won't look at that for another week. Aussie yen is currently with a bullish bias. Not quite at our price yet there, but we might get a close above the 95.75 mark. If we do see a close above that, look to take that to 97.50. And the Aussie New Zealand has a short bias as well. We will scan for the other ones. I'd usually do that once a week. This one has a short bias, and this one getting right up to our sell limit. So we got a little bit of ways to go. A wee bit of ways to go. We got about 20 pips. 20 pips to get in that opportunity. That is your currency market. Stocks, stocks are just... The majority of... It's amazing. The majority of the stocks that I look at are green on the day and up over 1%, really. Nvidia up 1%, 1.3. Tesla up 1.5. Meta up 1.5. Airbnb, which we talked about yesterday, up 0.46. Google up over 1%. Snap over 2%. Intel almost 1%. Qualcomm is down. Let's go find our target. Target is now down 0.66%, 72 cents on the day. That one showed a gap up this morning, early about 6:30 a.m. Central Time, showed a gap up. But looks like this one, it did gap up. It's just been cratering ever since. So got about 9 days on that until expiration. American Airlines, that was a good one. Showing some really good premium at the 9.5. Currently at $12.63. Just a beautiful move for American Airlines off that demand zone. Actually, the demand zone was much further. The demand zone was at about $10 in that area. So showing some good movement there. I doubt volatility would be high enough to get any premium there. Yesterday, the 10s were showing a percent still, but do what you want with that one. FedEx is actually down. Disney's up. Disney's been hovering around that $85 mark for a long time. We did some options on that, I want to say 2 months ago. And just beautiful trader investment. All right, so American Airlines, let's just look at the premium. Volatility still is up there, so that's good. I doubt the 10s or the 9.5s are giving anything, but let's just look for gigs. The 11.5 for 9 days are giving 1%. Ooh-wee. $30 days. 10s. The 10s aren't giving anything. 10.5. You'd want to be looking at the 10.5s now. So it keeps going up. So the opportunity was on Monday with American Airlines. You are late to the party, my friends, if you did not get in that trade. And that's okay. Move on to the next one. There'll be other opportunities. Quite frankly, USO volatility is probably not. Oh, volatility is high up on there. Let's go look at USO. 76.31 currently. 30-day options. This one moves a lot, but the spread is pretty wide on these, though. Way too wide. The 69s are giving 1%, but there's just too much of a spread. There is a demand zone below that, though. I personally wouldn't be doing a whole lot with USO at this point. USO was a great one back in 2021, I believe it was. Great trade. McDonald's was showing some opportunities last week, and it is... I haven't looked at this one. Still in that demand zone. I do like this one. Still in that demand zone at the 250 area. Coca-Cola. Interesting. Volatility is high on Coca-Cola. You don't see that very often, I don't think. Not in the past year and a half. Let's go look at the options on that. Currently at 53.12. Tough to get any premium on that. Not worth it. Not enough skin in the game is what they like to call it, or meat on the bone. Nike is up 0.7%. And that really rounds out your market update of the day. Let's go check out the news. I believe there was some news. Was it PPI this morning? Let's go check that out. We will go to Forex Factory on that for our news. Which is right here. Okay. So we had the core PPI this morning was good. Was forecasted for 0.2%. And it was 0.3%. And the PPI month over month forecasted at 0.3. And maybe that's why the market was up. And came in at 0.5. The core PPI basically measures the change in price of finished goods and services sold by producers, and that's not including like the food and energy. So as the prices, the change in the price that we pay, or that people sell it, or producers sell it for, and that went up. Okay. Just a regular PPI should be right around the same thing. Change in the price of finished goods sold by producers. There you have it. We have the FOMC meeting minutes later today at 1 o'clock Central Time. That's today. Tomorrow is Thursday. The U.S. will have, of course, CPI. That'll move the market. CPI month-to-month, CPI year-over-year, and then unemployment claims. Unemployment claims are forecasted to increase about 4,000 from 207 to 211. So we'll see what they come in at tomorrow morning. That will most likely at 7:30 a.m. move the market before the market actually opens. So that is that. There was one more thing I want to look at. There was a news channel or a news that I wanted to look at. us.econoday.com. us.econoday.com. us.econo.com. And this is good for your economic calendar. Yeah, this is a little different economic calendar. I like that. Central banks, it's got probably your central bank rates on here. So let's just talk about that. So you have the central bank rates. You have the U.S. Federal Reserve currently at 5.25 to 5.5%. Is the benchmark rate. Bank of Canada is at 5%, so the Canadian dollar. The euro is at 4.5. Bank of Japan stays always, it seems, at negative 0.1%. So most currencies are high. You have the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. So basically, if you're trading currency pairs, like for example, if you're trading the New Zealand dollar versus the yen, that is going to be, since the New Zealand dollar is so strong, that currency is probably going up. So New Zealand yen, let's go look at that. And just see NZD, New Zealand yen. And it has been going up since April. So from 80.45 all the way up to 89.79 currently as we speak right now. So that one has been rising with the raising the interest rates in New Zealand, and quite frankly, even further back. Really just a rocket ship. It was all the way down to 60 back in 2020, and they've been, so with them raising rates, that's been increasing that price of the currency pair. So there's just certain things to understand on the currency market and how interest rates impact those currency markets. So there you go. There's your currency rates. Global economics policy mostly on pause. Risks tilted toward renewed hikes. All right, there you go. So that is your economic calendar for the day and for the rest of the week, and your central bank interest rates benchmarks. That being said, tomorrow is Thursday. We're going to do a show. We're going to start shows a little early tomorrow. We will be running four segments tomorrow of the current radio show that's produced for the metro area here. So we'll do 4 segments there. That will be a little bit different structure. We won't do as much as a market update, but more of a broader overview of trading and investing in general. Hopefully inspiring people just like you to get started in the markets if you're not, or if you're looking for more consistency, learning different strategies to do so in the market. We'll talk about options, stocks, futures, forex, Make sure if you're listening to the podcast live or recorded or just listening to the podcast, make sure to subscribe, and then you get notified when the newest episodes come up so you can stay up to date with current market trends. Subscribe in your every Thursday we do the live segments on YouTube. You can just type in Josh Lilquist on YouTube and make sure to smash and like that button as well. And if you don't like the show, send us an email. You can send it to josh.lilquist@icloud.com. If you do, make sure to give some good comments and feedback on that as well. As always, collect your profits when they're given to you and protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.